Mr. Chairman, I want to tell you a little story of a local guy done good. By day, he's a biomedical engineer in Pittsburgh. At night, he DJs under the name Girl Talk. His shtick, as the Chicago Tribune wrote about him, is, quote, based on the notion that some sampling of copyrighted material, especially when manipulated and recontextualized into a new art form, is legit and deserves to be heard. In one example, Mr. Chairman, he blended Elton John, Notorious B.I.G., and Destiny's Child all in the span of 30 seconds.
That sounds good. I'd say for the past 4 or 5 months, every single weekend I've done a Friday, Saturday show. There's a lot of cities and there's just a million colleges you can play at. I think it should slow down. I'm getting a little exhausted. I just like to sit down and work on music. This is my spot. So this is my new album. It's called Night Ripper. On the inside of the album, I kind of thanked all of the artists that I sample. That was part of the fun of the album, for people to kind of hunt down how many samples they could recognize, and looking through here and even recognizing artist names that they don't recognize on there and trying to pinpoint it. I feel like I did my own work, but I absolutely, owe them all a little credit because they're blatantly on the album, and I have a lot of respect for all their music. The album stirred up a lot of controversy this year. I think people are realizing that I'm not hurting anyone and I'm helping them, and kind of why go after someone who's just, clearly just trying to make music. Suggest a little hot sauce. Yeah, at least you get a little dose of Pittsburgh culture in here. Everyone is bombarded with media enough that I think we've almost been forced to kind of take it upon ourselves and use it as an art form. It's like anything, if people are passing out paints on the street for free every day, I'm sure there'd be a lot more painters out there right now, you know what I mean? That's exactly what's happening right now with kind of remix culture on the internet. And, I don't know, I think the current laws are in a lot of ways just inhibiting, the flow of culture.
Lawyers must have made some money, but nobody else did.
I'm one of the few people I think has a ton of fans that don't have any product of mine. You know what I mean? So, and that's great because it's not like it's dependent on that.
This is the typical setup I use live where, just hours and hours of cutting, trial and error, and then, once I'm actually playing stuff I've already worked out, these are kind of songs in my head where I already, I just know I have to mute and unmute on the right time, and I just, have to kind of go. So this is kind of just, simple drum beat that's really familiar. I'm gonna put a cameo drum beat over top of this. So there's 2 drum beats playing right now. Beat A. Beat B. You could put them together. And then I sampled AC/DC, Money Talks, and you could just lay that over top. And then I could put on vocals over top of that, T.I. Whenever I record for an album, I kind of do a live rendition of that, record out of here, and then I take it back in here and kind of edit it piece by piece together. I don't know about anyone else, I'd be happy paying royalties for every sample on the record, but that's not what it'd be. To actually license a sample would cost millions of dollars, which I can't afford. If sampling would be this form of music that you just can't make music off of because you have to give all your money away, that would still be cool. It would still be this, new way to make music. I think that'd be wonderful. But in a theoretical world, if I could clear every sample on there, and I had $1 million or $1 billion or whatever to do it, it would...
Record label that helped make this happen. And to make this happen, they have to feel good about it.
I love going to the record store, buying a CD, and owning this product, because that's what I did whenever I bought the first record that I love. That's what I did whenever I bought Nirvana, Nevermind. I went to the record store with my parents, hunting it down, break it open, read the liner notes, listen to the album. That is an awesome experience, and a lot of kids don't get to experience that, and I question, if you don't have that experience growing up, if you don't have this kind of nostalgic connection and this love for actually, consuming music in that way, is it going to be important? I really don't know if somewhere down the line eventually everyone's just going to be downloading for free or whatnot. I personally enjoy downloading music. I think it's great. I try to buy records when I can. And it's just really convenient. A lot of times I own records and I can't find them. My records are scattered over like 5 households right now. So I'll have to just go on the internet and download something to use it in a song just because I don't want to go through the hassle of going to, try to find it.
It makes sense.
You can hear people in their songs on the radio right now that sound riffs that sound just like Black Sabbath, more so than me cutting out Bachman-Turner Overdrive will sound like Bachman-Turner Overdrive. I can manipulate these sources more so than people ripping off chord progressions can, hide their sources. It's the same exact world, it's just, different musical tools. This is getting me really pumped. This is a Gnarls Barkley crazy remix from these Brazilian people. Brazilian music is going so crazy right now. I can definitely chop up those beats at the beginning, always kind of looking for the most, minimal elements. Here's the beat at the beginning. Copy that, paste that. It's all about kind of making it the tightest loop as possible. So this is their beats cut up. So this is just using only the remix. So right now I'm making a remix of a remix. I'm remixing the remix. So if you want to get kind of experimental on it. I think it goes back to the whole folk culture thing when, remixing a Brazilian remix of an American song, it's the idea of passing these ideas down, and Gnarls Barkley had a specific story to tell, and they passed it along, and the Brazilians reinterpreted it, added their own beat, added their own flavor. It comes back to some guy from Pittsburgh with a laptop, and I'm able to reinterpret the Brazilian version, and through that I think it's just a spread of musical ideas. I think that's how right now in this day and age, just the most efficient way of having artistic growth is passing down of these ideas and recycling ideas. So I can chop this up a little more. All right, so here's the chorus part. Let me put that in here. So just that 1 second. Pretty fun to cut stuff up.